Hey, friends, Andy Kennedy here, coming to you live from Steamboat Springs. I just walked the plane about an hour ago, maybe, and I am in the Grand Owners Lounge waiting for my room and my husband to appear, which is super exciting. And today we are talking about, I just lost my screen. There we go. Today we are talking about toxic truths, as always. This is 60 days of it, and the travel experience. And maybe what are some of the things that I encountered during the travel experience, right? That are toxic truths. So I wrote a long list down when I was on the first plane because I took 2 planes today. And on a travel day, know that you're going to get dehydrated. Know that you're going to want to drink a lot of water. That's not necessarily a toxic truth, but you're coming into contact with a lot of things. So I always start my day with drinking a lot of water. The hand sanitizer is a debatable toxic thing. I don't use the hand sanitizer that they give you. I bring my own. It's based on Thieves, so I wanted to offer that as a suggestion. Thieves is a essential oil blend. I think one particular company calls it Thieves, another one calls it something else. But Thieves is actually, I believe, the original name of the combination of plants that they used during, I believe, the Black Plague. Might have been a different plague, but burglars would, or even I think healthcare workers, but I think the theory or the story I've heard and I remember is it derives from burglars would cover their face and hands with this essential oil blend or these plants. Maybe it was like an herbal sachet, and then rob the sick and not get sick. So it's a very strong herbal blend, and I absolutely love it. I make my own, but I have shared recently, within the last couple of months, a very cool bottle that I got from a friend in British Columbia from a company that makes it, local batch up there in British Columbia. And I'm coveting this bottle. I'm like, how do I get this bottle? Or more of it, because I absolutely love it. It's a slightly different smell from the other one that I have. But in any event, Thieves is a great way to stay healthy when you're traveling. So there's my rabbit hole on that one. I always bring my bottle, right? So you know that the water that maybe you're drinking from taps is going to have some toxicity in it. We've talked about water already in the first 2 weeks. So I always bring my water bottle so I can fill it at that filter station. A lot of hotels and airports have those filtered water filtration systems. Don't ever drink the water on the airplane. Don't even Google that if you don't want to know, but you could Google water, is water on an airplane safe? And that'll send you down a rabbit hole. Of course, the airlines are going to tell you that water is safe, but every flight attendant is going to tell you don't do it. And every crew, which I have worked on underneath the plane, refilling those potable waters, it's just not clean. It's not a trustable, clean environment. So don't drink that water. That means don't drink the coffee. And I don't know. I think the ice doesn't typically come from the airplane. I know it can't come from the airplane. There's no ice maker on the airplane, but it comes from a company that makes ice, that brings the food in. So typically that's still, chlorinated, fluorinated water that's turned into ice, right? So try not to drink the ice too. Let's see, Thieves. A lot of things that I also bring are like different types of food to keep me healthy on the plane. So oranges. Don't you just love the smell when you crack an orange and you're in a public place and someone else cracks it and you're like, oh my gosh, who's got the smell of the orange? It's an extremely healing and sensory opening smell. So definitely will keep you healthier on the airplane too. Sugar lowers your immune system. So since your immune system is already combating a lot when you're on either in an airport, on the airplane, etc., try to avoid sugar on your travel day because that'll keep your immune system healthier, right? Sugar actually lowers your immune system for like 6 to 8 hours, just one dose of sugar. And I'm talking about unhealthy white sugar, not like honey or fruits or maple syrup, right? So I'm talking about sugar. So since sugar lowers your immune system, and if you're traveling, like I said, you're battling all sorts of things from the airplane, from other people, from whatever. The last flight I was on, there were like 3 people in front of me that were sneezing, and every time someone sneezes, like it just goes up into the air that we're all breathing, right? So I got out my thieves and I was like, not that I feel like someone else's germs, I'm not scared of someone else's germs, and neither should you be if you're healthy and if your immune system is strong. And then the last thing, well, actually there's 2 things. One is, I'll start with the mindset one, because the mindset when you're traveling is helpful to have a very positive, expecting positive, not mentioning delays or not stating something like, oh, why am I flying this airline? I hate this airline. They're always late. What do you think that's going to do? Right. I fly all the airlines, and so long as I have a positive mindset, 99% of the time I get there that day and without delays or issues. So having that positive expectation of smoothness and arrival is a wonderful mindset to have when you're traveling. Then expand on that and open that up a little bit and have the one love expectation, right? And that anyone that you meet will be a meeting of synchronicity. And I had so many of those conversations today. It was crazy. I had probably 4, I think, conversations today with different people, strangers, that were all like, oh my gosh, I'm from Alexandria, and I grew up with people who lived in Lake Barcroft, which is where I grew up. The flight attendant says this to me after we've been talking for a while, right? So loony. And expecting the positive and expecting good conversations and expecting to just, have that one love for humanity when you're traveling and you're surrounded by that many people. And then the very last thing is that, when you're on an airplane, you're getting a dose of radiation like an X-ray. So do something to combat that dose. And if you're there's a number, I can't ever remember the number, but if you're on an airplane for like 3 hours, it's equal to an X-ray, or vice versa. Maybe it's 1 hour is like 3 X-rays. I don't remember, but it's something like that. And either way, you don't want a lot of X-rays, right? You don't want a lot of that radiation. And they put the thing on you when you go to the dentist, right? And they're trying to block the rest of you. So there's some negativity there, right? There's some toxicity level there that they're trying to block from the rest of your body when they're just taking pictures of your teeth, right? So you don't want a lot of that kind of radiation. And the flying on an airplane is it's par for the course. So what can you do to counter that? Of course, most of you, or if not by now, all of you know that I subscribe to a whole food concentrate. I've been part of that company for 9 years because I absolutely love it. It's done radical things in my body, from thyroid to energy to immune health to dental health. I mean, radical change in my body from how my body was 10 years ago to now. So of course, I'm going to tell people about it because it's done amazing things for me. So that is something I double up on when I'm on the road. So whatever it is that you take, and hopefully it's not a multivitamin because your body doesn't know what to do with that. So you're just peeing out waste. That's why your pee is yellow when you eat a multivitamin. It's pointless. So, and there's no science behind it. Just dropping that there for you. So whether that's some kind of greens or powdered something, double up on that. Like if you take a spirulina powder or algae or whatever, double up on that when you travel. So, or let me know if you're interested in our whole food concentrate and I'll send you info because it's awesome. All right. So that's the travel day. We talked about hand sanitizers. I mean, when I was talking about petroleum, it's for me, the hand sanitizer is almost in that same category. Like we want germs. We want some germs. We want our body to know how to fight germs. But, we also want to protect ourselves from some germs. But we don't need to do that with a boatload of hand sanitizer all the time, right? So in any event, don't take the one from the flight attendant. Bring your own. That's nice and healthy and not just junk. Hand sanitizer. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? Was it the humidity on the airplane? I started to talk about this with water because I talked about water and refilling your water and potable water, and don't drink the potable water on the airplane because it's not potable. the air ducts and the humidity in the airplane is so low. It's like 1% low. That's why when you get off the airplane, you're like, whoa, I feel like I just went through a dehydrator myself. You know, I look like the crusty apple after it comes out of the dehydrator. So you're constantly lotioning up, but drink lots of water. I mean, I just came to Colorado, so I've been drinking water since yesterday. I mean, I drink water every day, but like a lot more water, like a gallon of water. So do that for the airplane ride too, because that's super important. Your body is 75% water. You want to drink a lot of water, especially when you travel, because then that keeps you healthy. So those are my tricks for staying healthy when you're traveling, and some of the hacks around that too. Sorry, this was an extra long one, but at least you got to look at me in my new hat. So, all right, I'm in Steamboat. So the next 6 days, that's not 6, that's 8, but whatever. The next six days, 6 days are going to be coming to you live from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Let's see if I can, for the Facebook peeps, at least just turn it around and show you the beautiful mountain. Sorry, YouTube. All right, guys, tune in tomorrow.